The CBI board of directors decided to hold meeting with only all of their executives of all their banks. These 2 or 3 meetings are going on. This is on the subject of the monetary reform, lower notes, exchange rate, budget. These next few days are going to be very silent. The press will not cover it. No one will know anything about it. They will suppress this information. This silence is normal and to be expected right now. Raqi has seen this quietness before when the CBI was getting ready to make a major move. Key players are ready to get this thing done. It's a very good sign. I honestly believe we're watching history in the making. We're seeing progress like no other. If you're paying attention, I think you guys should be really pumped and excited that things are happening. Saleh showed in the news that the fixed exchange rate system in Iraq is based on the international reserve base that is the highest in Iraq's history, and monetary policy as their foreign currency covers more than 100% of its total currencies issued. I spoke about this before, saying that the more Iraq has in foreign currency reserves, the stronger its currency will be. Right now they're at the highest it's ever been. Saleh is on TV and his is saying, "Our reserves are strong and there's no problem of the dollar in the market. By July 14th all will be fine with the parallel market rate. Frank, your reserves to back up your new exchange rate, your new national currency, is off the hook. It can not only back up your currency but probably other currencies at the same time. In light of the strength of the official central exchange market, the exchange rate of the dollar to the dinar in the parallel market today in our country does not constitute any relative importance in influencing the stability of the general price level." Saleh, financial advisor to the Prime Minister, is telling us. The parallel market versus the official rate are under control and no longer an issue for stability. It also tells me they have their inflation problem under control. This is amazing because my CBI contact told me this one of a few other issues was the reason why the project to delete the zeros was not kicking off. In Iraq, they are working with the Saudis directly to complete undersea cable agreement for internet connectivity. Iraq is becoming a central hub for communications in the Middle East. Big news for Iraq. If you are going to be a regional leader, Iraq is going to need some higher valued dinar, IMO. This information of the monetary reform, it's like a wildfire that's slowly growing and spreading. Parliamentary Committee to Al-Iqtisad News. The oil and gas law is almost complete, and this is what we hope for from Barzani's visit to Baghdad. JSC. The government has successfully completed the sale of securities. Quote, "The government has successfully completed the sale of financial bonds. All the financial bonds that were sold were all subscribed. This reflects the strength and stability of the state of Iraq. Government bonds are a type of debt-based investment, where you lend money to the government at an agreed interest rate. Governments use them to raise funds that can be spent on infrastructure or new projects, and investors can use them to get specific returns paid at regular intervals. Are you going to tell me July 18th is coming up, Pimpy? They have to change the exchange rate in order to be a member of the World Trade Organization. As I explained before, Iraq has been a member of the World Trade Organization since 2004. They're just going through to re-qualify. That's it. The World Trade Organization has nothing to do with Iraq's official exchange rate. That has to do with the IMF and the World Bank. Just because they have a meeting on the 18th, that's just for them to go to the next step. The WTO has nothing to do with the exchange rate. The oil and gas law is one of the sensitive laws in the Iraqi state, as it is one of the axes of the ongoing conflict between the central and regional governments over oil imports. The center of the dispute over the law is that the region wants to control the oil revenues in its lands according to its mood without the supervision of the federal government, while the political forces do not want to grant this privilege to the region because it gives it a kind of separatist independence, so to speak. Since the first session of the Iraqi parliament in 2005, the draft oil and gas law has been stuck in the drawers, as disagreements prevent its approval in its final form. After 18 years, he announced the formation of a committee to draft the law and present it to the government in the House of Representatives. The committee formed between Baghdad and Kurdistan to draft an oil and gas law includes the Minister of Oil, the Minister of Natural Resources in the region, the Director General of SOMO, and senior staff in the Ministry of Oil, in addition to oil-producing provinces such as Basra, Dhi-Qar, Mason, and Kirkuk. Iraq exports an average of 3.3 million barrels of crude oil per day, and black gold constitutes more than 90% of the Iraqi treasury's resources. Article 14 relates to oil revenues in the Kurdistan region and their audit by the Federal Audit Bureau. The Iraqi oil and gas bill regulates this vital sector for Iraq and the management of the country's oil.